Transmutation is a spiritual process that takes place in the soul. It's a very slow process, as evolution takes place on earth from lifetime to lifetime. There's also a deeper meaning, turning water into wine. John chapter 2, verse 7 and 9. But again, remember, Jesus is not a real person. It is a symbol of the regenerative man and woman who through strife have regained divine connection. And it says, Jesus saith unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bear it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water, that it was made of wine, he knew not whence it was. This is the change willed by that person to activate the seed, the fish, the germ in the physical body. This seed which changes the individual on every level, mind, body, and spirit. The higher self or the divine spark in every individual sends messages or acts on the soul through a mediator, through the office of the Holy Spirit, known as the breath. This happens when the person has reached the point of preparedness. You must make yourself ready. Study to show thyself approved. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That is the only difference in the world today in terms of truth, lies, chosen, elect, and those who would be in everlasting contempt. They who do not study has no preparation, and obviously there will be no transmutation. Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them sleep in the dust of the earth and shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You see, there is no truth out here except through the cosmic consciousness of the Father, the Elohim, via the Holy Spirit. And truth will not come from common places or sources we're used to getting it from, like the government or the media or the church. And if we are to be honest, we have always been told half truth, whether out of ignorance or evil. Even through this transition period, all these changes in the world, and the church has been very quiet. Not one answer to anything we are seeing unfold before our eyes. Wasn't the Pope supposed to be the mediator or the vicar of Christ? They drilled us with the 10 Commandments every Easter from we were kids. And there was a plague. And all the believers in Jesus represented the blood on their doors, and the plague would pass them by and they would be saved and blah, blah, blah. And the plague came in 2020, and they abandoned their Jesus and all their convictions, and they put their trust in man because they fear death. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 15. And delivered them who through fear of death were all in their lifetime subject to bondage. I saw all religions that never agreed on anything agree on one thing. We need man to save us, and it was all through fear. Emerald tablets, tablet 3, the key to wisdom. Cause thou not fear, for fear is bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. They are liars, and no truth will come from them, even when they are face to face with it in these last days. The holy book has been sealed from them because they are wicked. So they interpret it literally with some so-called historical mythology about men, most of whom never even existed. They feed the sleeping, not the fruit-bearing seed that would make them awake, strong with vigor. Nah. For years, they've been giving you, your mother and your mother's mother, comfort